That's a good question. Um, and really, like when you go back to our founding documents and the founding principles uh, and the structure of the Constitution itself, with the three co-equal branches of government, the entire thing is based on trust. The entire thing. The entire thing is based on trust. Trust in the electorate that we would never elect someone like Donald Trump. And trust that every elected president would obey the courts. And trust that the electorate would send reasonable people to represent them in the House and the Senate. And trust that the Senate would operate as a check on the president when choosing his cabinet nominations, and that the president would obey the Senate if they turned him down on some of his cabinet nominations, and trust that federal judges would follow precedent, that members of the Supreme Court would follow precedent and would uphold the law impartially and not invent constitutional rights for a president that don't exist in the Constitution, such as immunity from criminal prosecution. The entire thing's based on trust. And over the last decade, at least, that trust has completely broken down. It's completely broken down. And in 2024, a majority of the people who actually showed up to vote violated that trust. And they elected a man who, that same year, had been convicted of 34 felonies in a scheme that was designed to improperly influence the 2016 election. A man who had been adjudicated as a rapist by a federal judge, also in 2024. A man who was found liable for $500 million worth of fraud. A man whose company was found guilty of 17 felonies for fraud in 2022. A man who was a demagogue and a wannabe dictator. And that trust was further violated by the electorate in giving control of the House and the Senate to Republicans who have abdicated their duty and their power under Article 1 of the Constitution and have just handed that power over to this same president. So the entire thing is just based on trust. And when that trust breaks down, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. The entire system is broken. And that's how one guy can do this much damage.